Hello and welcome to a new episode here on Reticuli today. Today I want to talk to you about three different topics. The first one is my experience with a whistleblower, my personal experience with a whistleblower, um, a well-known whistleblower. And the second one is the disclosure process or the remote viewing process I'm going through to get results, and the disclosure process. Do we get disclosure, or how do we get disclosure? That is stuff I often get asked. So let us start with my personal experience with a very famous whistleblower. So I initiated a contact to a person who is very well known in the UFO community internationally. And I was writing an email of content, how we could be helpful with his problem. So we had, as you might know, we have an experience of over 20 years, and it was quite a friendly email. We got a response from his agency about after this email, and but no further email. So 1 or 2 days after we contacted him, he was, or we received an email with a thread, and the email was about that you published stuff on YouTube, and the stuff is your content is not good, and it's very bad, and bad in a way that you influence people on the wrong way, and sometimes it's better to take down this content, but because sometimes very bad things happen to very bad people. So that was in the email, and the email was erased automatically after 7 days. I took screenshots, but it was erased from my inbound folder automatically. That's a feature you can use with some email services. So I didn't know that. So, but I took screenshots of the email. The sender came from the same region, like the email, or no, like the sender from the agency. It's about the same region, and it was 1 or 2 days after we have received the answer from the agency. So that was the first coincidence. It was in the third. It was in June, I think, end of June. In July, we started in March, and in July the channel took off. So I didn't expect it. So we started in March 2025 with uploads, and the channel was growing very slowly. And then in July, the channel was growing very fast for our conditions. So we got more subscribers in a special time period. We got more views, If you got a YouTube channel, you have a detailed statistic, who is watching your content. That doesn't mean that you know who exactly or which identity is watching your videos, only where is he coming from? Is he female or male, or age range? And you can get almost real-time monitoring, how many people watching your content and how long, broken down to 1 hour, 7 days, 48 hours, 1 month, and so on. And when we were in this phase of growing, everyone was very happy, and I was watching the statistics, and every time I was refreshing the 60 minutes views to get more new numbers, if it's dropping or increasing. So we had between 600 and 900 views in 60 minutes. It's not, I know it's for many YouTubers, it's just it's nothing, but for us it was enormous. So 600 to 900 views in 60 minutes was great for us. So we got, as I said, subscribers in a certain time period we never got before. And then I got a message over WhatsApp from a Spanish journalist. And I know this journalist because he contacted us a few weeks earlier to write something about consciousness. He wrote an article about consciousness, and there was some event in Spain, some big event about consciousness. I think it was in Barcelona, and he was writing an article about that, and he was contacting YouTubers who were dealing with this topic. So he also contacted us, and we got in contact. We wrote emails, and then we were chatting over WhatsApp, and I answered some questions, and it was a friendly contact. So in this phase of growing, he sent me a message, and he sent me, "Hey, what did you do?" And I said, "Hey, what did I do? I did nothing. So what do you mean?" So he said, "I heard somebody from Germany, a remote viewer, peed on the ... He was naming a US department." And I said, "No, I haven't done anything." So yes, he said, this is on monitoring. So this channel is on monitoring. So I said, okay. And I was watching my content, and was wondering what they could mean. So there were 2 videos that came out about the same time, and the last video at this moment was the Tic Tac video when Coulthard, Ross Coulthard was claiming that the Tic Tac UFO came from Lockheed. And I viewed this information, and I got this key from the Jake Barber video, so I viewed it and came to a result that was slightly different from Ross Coulthard's version. So I was monitoring my views, and within 2 or 3 hours, our views from 600 to 900 viewers now are dropped to 60/20/0. We get no access anymore, no followers, nothing. Our videos were no longer contributed in search results on YouTube, and it was a flat line. It's the same day when I realized our content was no longer distributed. We got a message from X that the channel is limited in reach until further notice. And I say, okay. Two social media accounts are limited in reach at one day. 100% of all social media accounts we had YouTube and X, and both were limited in access. So I wasn't asking YouTube and I wasn't asking X why that was. So you don't get an honest answer anyway. So yeah, that's the coincidences I was dealing with, and I know for sure this person I contacted has something to do with it, because I don't believe in so many coincidences. And this person I know for sure is no person who is dedicated to disclosure, and he's probably one of the persons who are distributing misinformation. And yeah, that's my experience with a very, very famous whistleblower. And I don't know if this channel will ever be running normal. Right now you can see where the access on the content comes from, and over 80% of the access comes from external links. So the rest is distributed to the subscribers. Most of the videos aren't in search results anymore. We checked it out, and the videos do not appear anywhere if you type special search words. So that's an information I never shared with anybody in public, and don't ask me to put up a name. I won't tell who it is. And I took my lesson from it, and I know exactly what this person is. Okay, let's come to remote viewing, because many of you asked how I do it, what's my technique and stuff like that. So first of all, we founded the Ezekiel Project in 2003, in 2003, and it was a loose connection between four guys who were interested in where we come from and where we are going. So and it really hasn't much to do with UFOs and aliens, but if you dive very deep into this topic and learn about ancient cultures and search in so-called holy scripts like the Bible or the Numa Elish, or in Mesoamerica, folklore which is passed verbally from generation to generation, you can exclude the UFO or alien variable or parameter. And therefore, we came to this topic and to the UFO community, and it much more is explainable if you take out the theological or the religion out of the facts and put in the extraterrestrial or NHI parameter, and it makes more sense. So we more and more came to the UFO topic. When I was a child, I always had this feeling that something is not right about what people in school were telling us, or what people in church are telling us. I remember when I was like in elementary school, we had a Bible in our home, and I couldn't read it because it was in old German letters, like the fractal font, and I couldn't read it very good. You couldn't tell what is an H, what is an S, what is an K, and so on. So I took it towards the Old Testament, and I was sitting at the kitchen table, and my mother, who was not very religious, worried that I might be a pastor someday, or what, some kind of that. And because I was sitting at the kitchen table almost every day and started to write the Bible into clean German, so I could read it. I can tell you I didn't finish it. So, but it was my way to find out about the stories they were telling us. And I was always skeptical about stuff people were telling me from when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, and I was consulted from adults when I was a young teenager with their relationship problems and stuff like that. They loaded all the shit down on me, not my parents, some people from the neighbors, or we came it came to a conversation, and everybody was telling me his shit. So and the moment they were telling me that stuff, I got I think in images. So every time they were telling me stuff, I put up images inside my inner eyes, and I look at images. So, and I could see some things they didn't tell me. For example, that they were beaten, as a child, that their parents were alcoholics, or stuff like that. Everything popped up in my inner eyes, and that's my whole life. I got in every conversation I got, if I start talking to a person for longer than a few minutes, this starts to pop up, and it's really annoying. So be able to view such things is not it's not a blessing. It's a burden. It's a grudge. it's nothing you can live with very well. So I was driven like ADHD, like an ADHD child. It was crazy. You get so many impressions that hammer on your brain, and you see stuff you probably shouldn't see, and that was my whole childhood and my teenager years, and when I was a young adult. When we were starting with the Ezekiel Project in 2003, we mostly were sitting in caves, and we were measuring the frequencies and all the stuff that could be measured with any device. So when it came to artifacts, what was the purpose of the artifacts? I looked at it, and I almost every time had a conclusion for it and was logical. And they asked me, how can you tell? How do you know? How do you know that? Or how do you know that makes totally sense. So we didn't know it was remote viewing. We didn't call it remote viewing. We call it psychological archaeology. That's what we call it. And yeah, and later in the last years, we knew it was remote viewing or stuff like that, because we got the papers from the CIA on hand, and therefore, yeah, that sounds like remote viewing. Yeah, and so, and then it was remote viewing. So I never cared about what it is called. It was an ability you can't be proud of, because it's very, as I said, it's very annoying, and it keeps you away from many people. So you start to hate people. Not you don't hate humanity, but you start to hate people because many are not truthful, are lying all the time. I mean, everybody is lying every day. That's kind of our interaction with other human beings, and it belongs to our nature not to tell the truth all the time. I can really good connect to people with autism. My best friend is an Asperger, has Asperger autism, and we go along very good. And I really looking to get more involved with people with autism, because they are predictable. They can't lie that easy. They're very honest, and they're very direct, and I love that. So I come along with people with autism very good. So that's the background, and the remote viewing started. We call it dark remote viewing. It's a remote viewing that was taken from Native Americans or other old tribes who used it, and that's a remote viewing. It's where you produce DMT, and DMT is a substance that's usually produced in your body in a low concentration, but if you die, you produce more DMT. So I was trying this very old technique, and I used shamanic drums. You can use any drum or instrument that's good for you. I used shamanic drums, and what I did, I recorded a special frequency of drumming. It's like 120 beats a minute. I recorded it on as an MP3 file and got it in a loop. So I was lying down on a mattress, taking my headphones on and listen to this drum music. And this drum music separates you or disconnects you from the situation you are in. The best results I think you can get if you are floating in a saltwater tank, where you have where your back has no contact to anything, or your body has no contact to anything, where you just float. And when you hear these beats, my imagination was always, I'm climbing down a hole, and this hole is very tight, and I go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's getting darker and darker, and it smells. I can smell the soil around me. It's very dirty and it's very dark, and I go deeper and deeper, and oxygen is getting lower and lower and lower, and I was self-suggesting my body to die. And if you get disconnected from the drum beat or whatever you find suitable for yourself, when you get disconnected and you start climbing down this hole, at some point your body believes that you are in the soil, almost dying, and there's no way of return, and the soil is breaking down on you, and you start to die. So at that point, you release DMT in your brain. And my first experience is never returned in any session after. My first experience was when I reached the point when I believed, my body believed I'm gonna die. The acceleration was so enormous, like I was sitting in a roller coaster or in a rocket. So I pushed my my leg in the air, my left leg in the air, as if I would push on a car brake, because I was so the acceleration was so terrible. I could feel it in my guts and everywhere in my body, but I was still on the mattress. So then I entered a room, and there was a polygonal entity, I would say, and that's it. That was my first experience, and it was then it was over. It lasted like in real time, it lasted like 30 minutes, but I thought it was like an hour. I was in there for an hour, but in real it lasted like 30 seconds. So I tried again, and I could. The acceleration was not there again, and I was in a great hall without the entity. And the theory behind remote viewing into the past is that the consciousness is matter. And every being on Earth or in the universe creates memories and a consciousness. And these memories are stored in matter. And this is what we call probably God. I think I can explain it in words, but I think there is an entity. I would describe it not an entity like we would, a biological entity. I think there is something like an entity. I called it in a video. I named it Super It. Super It is an entity that collects all the data from all consciousness, from all beings in the universe, and this entity or the Super It is interested that the universe is flooded with life. So it wants progress in evolution. And I think this is a chance, or this is the way to access these memories, because it is stored somewhere. I call it Hall of Memories. Every being is producing a memory that is stored in, as I said, a Hall of Memories. And if you got a key to view something, you need the key to access the right draw, because there are billions and trillions of draws you can access. And to access the right one, you need a key. And so for many remote viewers, it's hard to remote view Jesus, because if you have a special place where he was or where he was known for, it's not enough, because if you try to remote view, you probably land in 2025 or 1940 or 1680. It's not, it's at the right place, but not at the right time. So you need an artifact that points exactly to the right time and right place. Then you can view something, and then you can get into the draw and take it out and read what's in it. So that's the big disadvantage, because you always need a key. And I don't do that anymore. The viewings under DMT. I don't take DMT. It's just produced by my body. So don't get me wrong. I've never taken any drugs. So it's just the production in the own body, in your own body. So remote viewing, the classical remote viewing with a target, I've never tried that. I was never interested in that. Maybe I tried in future, but what I'm very interested in is the remote viewing into the past, and I know I can do it. I don't know if I can do the other stuff or the other kind of remote viewing. I have no idea. I know there are remote viewers who are talking about a galactical federation. And I can tell you from my experience as a viewer, to come back, who you can trust or you cannot trust, is there is no galactic federation. That's crap, that's BS. So there is no galactic federation. So period. And you need you need to know who you can trust or you cannot trust. I'm not sure if I told you about the results. I got a lot of feedback about the Jesus viewing, the Ark of the Covenant viewing, the Ark of the Covenant, the Jesus, and everything that is related to religion and Ezekiel. And I got very, very, yeah, not nice emails. So, and there were a lot of there were insultings on the comment in the comment section and in emails. Oh yeah, the Bugosphere. The Bugosphere in 3 Atlas was something that triggered people when you said it's the Bugosphere is just a piece of crap. So this is nothing of NHI origin or stuff like that. And that triggered people, and you get a lot of not friendly emails, I can tell you, and messages. Yeah, that's the kind of remote viewing, and I don't do it anymore with the DMT release because it's kind of exhausting, and you don't feel good if you do it too many times. Psychologically, you don't feel good. So I don't do that anymore. I don't say I wouldn't do it ever again, but I don't do it at the moment. So that's the remote viewing I'm doing. So let's come to the disclosure process, and do we get disclosure, or how it will be, or how it will be. There was a interview with Gary Nolan on The Good Trouble Show. It was the name of The Good Trouble Show. A week ago or so, or 2 weeks. And the topic was disclosure without government. And that is something I really waited for, that this is discussed publicly by people who have good credibility and knowledge and competence in the UFO phenomena. I waited so long that people starting to discuss disclosure without government, because if we wait for the government to push forward disclosure, you wait until you die. They earn so many money with patents they created from materials they collected. They have so many advantages in modern warfare with the technology. There won't be a disclosure by the government, and everything. Anna Luna, I think her first name is Anna Luna, and Burleson, or whatever their names are. As someone from the community, I appreciate that, but it's not worth the time, because there won't be any disclosure. At the end, everything will be declared as concerns of national security, so it won't be released. And I don't know if I'm talking about people who has nothing to do with the UFO community, and they never got in touch with it. I don't ask do you believe in UFOs? I ask, or I tell them or ask him, do you know that UFOs exist? If you ask, do you believe, or I believe, or I want to believe, it's so weak because I know. I personally, without remote viewing, I personally know that we are not alone, and that for a long, long time, probably thousands of years, we are not alone. We got so many cases, and I wanted to write them down on my note, but I forgot it. But I tried to get it together. So I had 9 incidents who are 100% proof of NHI technology. First of all, it's Langenberg encounter, the Langenberg encounter. It's Edwin Furr, the farmer. It's in Canada. It was like, it was in the 70s. I think it was 1974, around that. You got that Langenberg encounter. Look up at Langenberg encounter and you find Edwin Furr, and that's a very credible account of a farmer who has nothing to do with UFOs, who is no sci-fi fan or whatever. There were 3 disc-shaped UFOs who landed on his field and rotated on the ground, and then they took off. And later, radiation was confirmed in the ground. Military came and took samples from the ground and stuff like that, but he was it was dismissed as a hoax. So and he was discredited. And then it's the first one. The second one, it's not by what is more worse. It's just how it gets to my brain right now. Then Rendlesham Forest. It was 1980, and we have the account of Charles Holt, a very credible person who is no UFO enthusiast of any kind. He's very credible, and this is probably his best encounter, documented encounter with radio protocols and many witnesses. Rendlesham Forest, 1980. Probably most of you know it. Then the Panturk incident. It's for me, it's a proof of NHI technology. It was dismissed by the government as a practice. I think it was called Snowbird, and but that's bogus. There was a UFO, and they tried to set a bait for it, and it came, and then they tried to hunt it, and it went wrong. So that was the Panturk incident. That's number 3. Then the Winchester incident. I think it was 1976, if I remember. There was a woman and her neighbor driving a country road in Winchester, England, and then there was a cigar-shaped object that landed next to the road, and then a person came up to their car. The car engine stopped automatically. The person came up to the car, looked into the car. He had long hair and reddish pinkish eyes. He looked at the car and went off and turned around and went off, and that's all. And that's number 4 Winchester incident. And yes, there was the Michigan incident. It was told in or written in newspapers. It was 1897, I think, 1897. There was a Michigan incident. Then there was this was number 5. Then there was Stralsund in Germany. It was 1665, where the witnesses suffered from blisters on their skin, burnings, and fever. All everything that has to do with radiation poisoning. And that was number 6. And then let me think. The best evidence that we are not alone in this universe is the Virginia incident of, I think, 1996. And Virginia in Brazil, with so many witnesses, and one policeman died because he was in contact with one of the beings. There's so much information about this incident. This is the best proof of alien or NHI existence. And there is no doubt that this is not a fake, that this is real. This is absolutely real. This is no fake. The Virginia incident, and Jamie Foxx made a documentary about it. It's called The Moment of Contact, and it's incredible what we got out of it. So I don't get the rest. I don't remember the rest, but Virginia is the most. The Ariel School. The Ariel School in Zimbabwe is also a 100% proof of NHI technology, and that we are not alone. Yes, but what it's worth, because if you start talking about this stuff with people who are not really connected to the UFO community, they look at you and say, okay, and what's on Netflix tonight? So they're not interested at all. You can show them a UFO right in front of their nose. They would take picture of it, put it on social media, and then never think about it again. So I think half of the people on Earth are not even interested in having companions who are more intelligent than us. I think it's the fear to be confronted with a intelligence that's more developed than we are. And I think there's a great fear of many people in Western countries or in our civilization. Yes, that was real talk. I hope you liked it, and if you want more this kind of content, like real talk, please let me know. If you would like to view me to view something, send me links or information about it via email, and you can send it on YouTube in the comment section, because it's erased somehow. YouTube has a filter, so it's filtered out. So send it to me via email, and I try to view it, but do not come with I got requests, view my wife if she cheated on me, and could you do this and that. Nothing of that kind, please. So let it be topic related. It mustn't be UFO. It can be ancient civilizations, and it mustn't be UFO topic. So if you liked it, please leave a thumb up. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more content. And yes, bye bye, and may peace be with you.